that you entrust with your life? An animal that's been faithful to you for years? Maybe a dog or a cat, or even something more exotic, whose face you have no qualms snuggling up with. Well, keep them in mind as we sink our teeth into our latest archive and count down these top 10 pets that ate their owners. Before Fido takes a chunk out of you, why not give that subscribe button a hit? And don't forget to click the bell to be notified of our next Pet Lovers video. After watching this, if you feel your life may be in danger, don't hesitate to leave a comment about that family pet that may chew your face off. Hey Shadow, remember this guy? Huh? Remember him? Ooh. Good boy. Ow! Bite my finger. Crazy dog.
Number 10. The Monsters of the Nile. After failing to appear for work, concerned family of Ronald Huff sent police to check on him in his Newark, Delaware apartment. Authorities found it wasn't a case of Huff playing hooky when they discovered the body of the 42-year-old serving as a food source for his 7 Nile monitors. Of the 7 exotic lizards, one measured upwards of 6 feet long. At the time of discovery, it was unknown if Huff's death had anything to do with his collection of potentially aggressive reptiles. Number 9. A late-night snack. In news to make men cry, a small, white, adorable little pooch was euthanized in Truman, Arkansas. Oh no, that's not even the saddest part, as the dog was put down after having eaten one of his owner's testicles. The 39-year-old owner had been paralyzed from the waist down and adopted the pooch to keep him company. But as he slept in the nude one night, his new canine companion went straight for the family jewels. Number 8. Starvation Frenzy. If you plan on going on an extended vacation, maybe consider asking a neighbor to feed your dogs. Had Andre Lumboga thought to have his dogs fed in his absence, chances are he'd not have to come home after 2 weeks away to a pack of starving canines. After authorities were called by a concerned neighbor, Lumboga and 2 other dogs were found to have been devoured by the ravenous pack. The owner's body had been found tattered in front of his house, while his skull was discovered in the kitchen, picked entirely clean. Number 7. The Duxbury Tragedy. Though Cynthia Lee Gamble had plenty of experience with her 500-pound Bengal tiger, that didn't stop things from going horribly awry one day. Known in her hometown of Duxbury, Minnesota, as being a huge animal enthusiast, Gamble owned an 80-acre property stocked with all manner of exotic wildlife, including the offending tiger. While working in the tiger's cage, it's believed that a drop door that gave the feline access had been inadvertently left open, allowing it to strike Gamble for a snack. Number 6. Survival of the Fittest. It was a sad story that started with the suicide of a 51-year-old unnamed man. But when police showed up to the Papillion, Nebraska home, they were met with a gruesome sight. Living with the unstable or unhappy individual were 2 pugs, Harry and Sally. After their owner's suicide, the pups were forced to turn to the only food source available, his body. For 2 weeks, Harry and Sally feasted on their owner until police were called when a neighbor suspected something had happened to the owner. Number 5. Feasting in Valencia. After the death of his 72-year-old owner, a German shepherd resorted to the only thing available to him in order to avoid starvation. When neighbors complained of the foul smell emanating from the Valencia, Spain apartment, authorities arrived on the scene and found her half-eaten corpse and the dog with blood matted on its fur. Despite the canine's taste for human flesh, he remained calm even when strangers arrived, and was moved to a local city animal shelter to avoid having to be euthanized. Number 4. The Circle of Life. In 2004, Illinois resident Al Abel met the wrong end of the Lion King's personality while cleaning the cage of his 379-pound Barbary lion named Simba. When Abel's wife, Kathy, left to take care of errands, he was given the task of cleaning out the lion's cage, something he hadn't done previously. In his inexperience, Abel had forgotten to lock the cage behind him, allowing Simba the chance to escape. When Kathy returned home, she found the lion roaming free and both her husband and dog missing. After authorities put down Simba, Al's body was found cold and lifeless with a gaping wound in his thigh. Number 3. The Felines of Janet Veal. Months prior to her discovery on April 4, 2013, Ringwood, New Hampshire resident Janet Veal collapsed in her home and died from a possible heart attack, leaving her amassed collection of cats to fend for themselves. With no other food source available, the felines turned to gnawing on their deceased owner. When police were called to the scene after neighbors noticed mail piling up, they discovered several dead animals, including a dog and Veal's body, which showed signs of having been eaten. Number 2. Hog Wild. How 70-year-old Terry Garner died in 2012 is still unknown after his body was discovered on his pig farm in Oregon. Oh, but we have to hope he was long gone from natural causes when his hogs grew hungry. When a family member of Garner visited the farmer's pen, they were met with what looked like a horrid crime scene. Body parts of the pig farmer were found strewn about, leading authorities to believe that Garner's hogs had devoured him. The local sheriff's department speculated that Garner either had a heart attack in the pen or was overwhelmed by the oversized swine. Number 1. Mark Vogel's Exotic Collection. Pulled straight from a horror story is the tale of Mark Voegel, a man who lived with an eclectic collection of exotic pets, some more unusual than others. Amongst them was a black widow named Bettina, which had bitten Voegel one day, eventually killing him. In the days following his death, Vogel's collection of creepy crawlies, snakes, and lizards allegedly started feasting on his body. Police were said to have found his body draped over the sofa, spider webs spun all around him, and all manner of many-legged creeps coming out of his orifices. Thanks for watching. Ready to send your pets away now? Don't worry. Just keep them fed and feeling loved. But don't forget to lock the door behind you when cleaning up after them. And remember to subscribe to the channel, and don't hesitate to give it a like and leave a comment with the family pet